What is up, party people? And I call this one party people because somebody sent me an email, and this is a subject that's pretty prevalent. Um, it's on the subject of nightlife and clubbing and stuff like that. And somebody asked me, how much do you drink, or how much is it possible to drink and still get women, and blah blah blah. And I said I don't drink. Because I don't. Used to be a bartender, but I don't drink. I never really drank when I was a bartender. I have drank, I have tasted alcohol. I will have a drink if I'm out in a social situation. I'll, I like a good, good quality scotch or a good quality whiskey. Give me a little tequila. So either I like hard alcohol, or, if I'm having a meal, I will have some wine. So yeah. So that's the extent of my drinking. And sometimes I'll have, like, if it's out at like a cookout or an outdoor kind of thing where I'm around with the fam or whatever, and somebody's got a little Mike's Hard Lemonade or something like that, I'll drink the little fruity kind of stuff. But I'm not a drinker. I think the last drink I had was probably a year ago. It's just not a big deal to me. But alcohol does impair your judgment. Now, I'm not telling none of y'all don't drink. You adults, drink. Have more than one drink. But when you're out in a club or at a bar situation and you are out trying to meet someone, then you need to keep your drinking down to a minimum. A, because well, it's going to save you some money. B, you're going to have full control of all of your facilities, meaning you know exactly what's going on. Nobody can, you're not going to, you run the risk of, I don't know, when you're drinking, of all kinds of shit going wrong. So you want to be totally in control when you are out. You want to have control over yourself and what you're doing and what you're saying. Because some people who get, I mean, look, we've all seen the effects of alcohol and how people act out in public and be an ass. And so the Christian God 9999, who hits me up all the time, what's up? So what he asked me was that, well, how did you get women if you don't drink? I thought women like guys who party, and like the party kind of guys, and not, nerds. Not that I'm calling you a nerd, blah blah blah. That's fine. I am a nerd, by the way. I play World of Warcraft. I'm an illustrator. I'm an artist. I read comics. I watch anime. I love sci-fi. I am a nerd and proud of it. Love my nerdness. Love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. Because that's something that I do for me, for myself. Every man should have a hobby. But when I was at clubs, all of my friends were dancers and DJs, and so we were always dancing. And this goes to something that I know Steve Harvey said it years and years ago when he was on Def Comedy Jam, but it's so true. And this is something to where this is going to be a cultural thing. So I know I have listeners and viewers that are of all races. But when white people say they're going to go party, they usually mean they're going to go drink until they are really, really drunk. So when white people say party, they mean drinking. Usually when blacks and Latinos say we're going to go party, we mean we're going to go to this club where the DJ is spinning, and it's the whole experience of the party, and we may go to more than one club or clubbing or whatever you want to call it. But when we say party, we mean having a good time. Usually when white people say party, it's usually centered around being drunk, and that's a cultural thing. I've noticed that because when I used to work at restaurants and everything, and the other version of party is doing drugs. And so, and it's kind of crazy when you hear people say, "Do you party?" Because somebody asked me that. This is years ago when I was out doing the club thing. It's like, "Do you party?" Like, I go to parties. It's like I heard a comedian say, "Do you bakery?" Like, what do you mean, do I party? You have to go to a party. Like, no, no. Do do you get high? Do you do X? No, fuck no, I don't do that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't. So some people, when they say party, they mean do drugs and get drunk. Some people, when they say party, they mean go out and have a good time. Now, that's not always the case with all white people. Of course not. I wouldn't say anything stupid like that because, my friends and not all of us, we were, black, Latino, and white. So, even the white guys that hung around us and hung in the clubs that we went to, it was all about the party. Like Chicago in the mid to late 90s, the clubs that we went to, like Red Dog and some of the underground spots that like a lot of people really didn't know about, and so some of them they did know about. The circle, the friends, the people that we hung around with, it wasn't about being drunk, not and there were people there that were drunk, of course, because it's a club, but the people that we associated with, no matter what race they are, they were there for the music, for the celebration, for being around, friends and sometimes family, and we were about having a good time, you know. And yes, we're about, meeting as many women as possible. But with that said, it was never, we're going to go out and get so drunk last night, or, oh, I got so drunk last night, it was great. That's not us. That's not who we were. So when you say party, it may be something totally different from when I say party. So I just find that really interesting, and I always have. And it's there are different kinds of people that go out, and I think you know in the audiobook that I do, I'm going to break down the whole club philosophy because there are certain archetypes, certain groups of people that go out to party. Like if you're at a club, you will find the drunk ass frat boy out in the middle of the club thinking that he's doing, something and he's, whatever. You can see, the old man that don't need to be there. You will see, the, the drugged out of their mind rave kid. You will see the dancers. You will see the DJs. You will see the A-list people. There's all kinds of different ways to look at and do clubs. So that's a whole other shit, not video. That's a movie right there. But yeah, as far as like drinking, keep your drinking to a minimum. I mean, that's just a good idea anyway. It saves you money. It saves you from getting into a whole lot of unnecessary trouble. So party people, that's a different thing, and it's not a bad thing. You know what I'm saying? But that is definitely a cultural difference that's out there. Because I have a few of my white friends that I didn't go out with. Like when they say they're gonna go party or when they go do something social, they are getting good and drunk, and that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. But obviously don't drink and drive. Because I lost two friends of that, so I kind of take that to heart. But that's my little video. I'm gonna stop with the closing jokes and be on the lookout for my new book called whatever, because I'm actually doing a book, so I don't want y'all looking for, I don't want y'all looking for some shit like, masturbating aardvarks from Mars or some shit. Like, hey, I can't find this book. I can't find nothing about the masturbating aardvarks from Mars. What the hell is going on? So, that's just my little thoughts on it. Like I said, it's just a cultural thing that I've always found very interesting. And no diss to anybody out there, but I mean, there is a difference. If I tell you I'm gonna go party, I don't need to drink. You know, but when if you my friends go out to party, they need to drink. So hey, do what you feel.